Hello, everybody. This is your friendly neighborhood Storie Grubb. I'm just here to remind you that you can be anything you want, and you can do anything that you set your mind to, and that I love you very much. We are connected in more ways than not, and knotted in more ways than connected. However that works, I'm not exactly sure, but I know it does. Feels good to be alive, doesn't it? I mean, how else would it feel? Besides bad, I just mean, yeah, it's not like it would feel good to be dead. No matter what you believe, I don't think there would be any feeling anymore. Paul? Hello, Paul. I was just thinking about you. This is Paul Morris from Birch Lane Elementary, Davis, California, 1987. I can't believe you found me. I mean, I've been wondering if you remembered the fact that I owed you $10 from all the way back then, but I didn't think that you would find me. I mean, that was 50 years ago. The 80s was, holy moly, over 100 years ago. I don't know how old we are now, buddy, but don't worry, I'll pay you. I swear to God, I will pay you. You don't have to threaten me, Paul. Oh, is that some veiled threat right there? The okay, what does that mean? Okay, does that mean on overkill? Overkill? Like you're gonna overkill me? See, Paul knows. Paul knows what's up. Paul is on the level. It actually does sort of make sense that Paul would be on the level because I wrote a song about it 25 years ago. It might sort of go something like this. Paul is on the level. Paul is on the level. I am of the devil. I'm going to hell. Paul is on the level. He's down with the devils. In Hades, I'm going to swim and make biscuits with the man upstairs. Look it in my hair. Devil, devil, devil. Paul is on the level. Something like that. I mean, I doubt it was that catchy. I think the most beautiful thing about rock and roll is the heat of the moment. It's it's when it grabs you by the long and shorts. And it twists you around and grabs you and it does exactly what I just did to the camera. Chicken nuggets. I'm just gonna call you Nugs. That's funny you should say that because I am currently riding a dragon and I am actually drawing a dragon right here, right now. Oh, and it has gas. Oh my God, it bites. Oh, Christ. See? And it's religious. Lo siento, friends. Don't forget to like and Don't forget to do things with your fingers. That sounds bad. That sounded really awful. According to some people, maybe. But around here, why not? Anything flies. even chickens and penguins, folks. Them's the rules. Does anybody have any questions? All right, thank you. I didn't think so. All he wants for Christmas is his 4 front teeth. Just like that. Then later, I want to come in and I might take it like that. As a sign that I need to go to the dentist and get some work done. Perhaps to Mexico, where I can get a full new set of front teeth for the cost of a new carburetor or something like that from the nearest C-store. Any Joe Schmo auto mechanic would tell you that. I'm not even that gifted of a mechanic. I don't like the word. It's very egotistical. Me, mechanic, this, mechanic that. No, not for me. Oop, sorry I keep bumping the camera, folks. I'm not feeling very well. Can I draw whose name? Can I draw whose name? Whose? What? What? Paul, I was already drawing your name. I've been drawing your name for 35 years. What more do you want? How about this? Like that. What is it? It's an L. Yep, that's a big juicy L right there. I wonder what's going to happen next. I'm going to do this right here. Fooled you. Made you look. And then I'm going to take a little line. Do that right there, a little dot. You know the work. You know how we do it here. Right there. And then a boop, boop, boop there. No, poopy doop right there. Don't get cocky, kid. Here we go. We're nearing the end. It's taken me 39 years to create this drawing, Paul. I had to go back in time 8 times during this own transmission. You guys didn't know it because I came back at exactly the right time that I left. So it's like it didn't even happen. Except that I went back 5 times and I changed things. And every time I went back and I tried to change things, Paul, it got worse. Paul, it got worse. But then it got better at the very end, and here we are. The end. Happily ever after. Happily ever after. There's this noise that I hear outside, Paul. It's very terrifying. It scares the bejesus out of me, and the bug Jesus as well, and the big Jesus, and the little Jesus out of me. But mainly the bejesus. You ever wonder about that? What is a bejesus? What is it, Paul? Please, somebody, won't you answer in the comments? Just let us know what the hell it's on about. There we go. And then, a big, juicy pea. How about them apples? Those little poly crab apples. That's your name backwards, mate. That's your name backwards. I know, it's wild. You're quite a sport, and I do admire that in a very distinguished follower of mine. One day you're going to be carrying the mantle, Paul, and they're going to be asking you the questions. Can you put my name here? Can you do a dragon there? You listening? I know you are. You're damn smart. You haven't gotten to where you are in this life without being smart, mate, and I commend you for that. But it's time to get a little bit smarter, right? Just in general. Just in general. Because it'll just come with age. No big deal. Right? Yeah, that's right. Sometimes you gotta look at yourself sideways in the mirror. And you just gotta ask yourself, what the hell, mate? Like, what the hell? What are you doing? You know? You just gotta do that every once in a while. And spectacularly horrific things will start to happen. I guarantee it. It's quite a blessing. It keeps you on your toes. Alright. And then over here, we Gotta keep it going, right? Over there. Because this is a dragon, we've got to start doing dragon stuff. Dragon drop. Dragon droppings. Has anybody ever thought of that? Has anybody ever thought about what dragon poo might look like? Well, I have. Just. And it was quite remarkable. Made me want to throw up in my mouth. That's right, all 3 of them. Mechanics. Those sons of bitches. Alright. Okay. How's everybody doing out there? I'm terrified. But I'm doing alright. Otherwise, just put an eye right there. Paul, you just said hi. And now I'm saying hi back, mate. I mean, come on now. There's a song in there. Oh, my shoulder. Yep. No, this one's gonna really suck. Because it's gonna come out of nowhere. But bear with me. It's about bears that hang out with me. It's called Bear With Me. Bear with me, gentle folk, the hillside far from us, in the wrong key again. You son of a gun. I think that was it. Don't quote me on that. What did the criminal say to the lady who was writing everything down in the courtroom? Don't quote me on that. And she's like, don't quote. She's reading it back to him. Don't quote me on that. Does the court reporter have to report what she talks about when she's talking? Like when she's reading something back, wouldn't that get a bit meta? Oh, I'm sorry, meta. That's better. I'm sorry, that's better. Alright, here we go. On with the show, right? Always a monkey on our back. Always something trying to eat at our scabs. Well, I'm here to tell you, friends, not on my watch. And not on my clock either. And not on me cell phone either. It's that time. It's just that time of our lives in the world where we've got to come together. Isn't that right, Killer? Well, what does it look like I'm drawing? Am I okay? No, far from it, mate. Far from it. And absolutely, Killer. Yes, right with you. I'm right with you on that. Because right there, there's going to be the Cupid's bow. Right there, somewhere. Couple little lines there. But really, I'm wanting to draw lips. I admire people with lips. They can enunciate things quite well, don't you think? Let's see where this goes. Far from home, I think. Don't you think, Killer? Once upon a time, Killer, there was a dawn. There was a dawn that came long before the sunrise came. The dawn was warm. It was quiet. But it was there, Killer. From the mists of the shadows and the darkness, we came slithering out of the woodwork like worms. From a pit of despair, balanced and topped with some sugar beans and lollipop. Just one big lollipop. And then a boy named Paul, but we pronounced it Luap, because in the jungle, or should I say the garden, if you say somebody's name backwards, they retain their power. That way they can remain gods longer within the shelter of the storm. Are you understanding where I'm going with this, Killer? I think you do. because you were there in the darkness and the beauty of that morning, the first morning when light became day. Well, you cut the biggest fart, and everybody laughed so hard that it burst life. Consciousness. Who would have thought? And that's how the West was won, Killer. Not with a whimper, but with a boof. A really big boof. They called it the Big Boof for a while, until humans got wind of it. And then they called it the Big Bang, because they thought that the boof was a little bit too close to woof, which was something that they sort of dance that they came up with. The primordial dance of life and consciousness that humans took from the gods and bastardized. And then they broke it into several thousand billion little pieces. And they're still fighting over the scraps to this very day. I don't know why. But I love it. I love it, every damn minute of it. It's just so damn dangerous. And what's life without a little danger? Right? Say that out loud 5 times. There's nothing wrong with a little danger as long as nobody's getting hurt in the danger wheel. I don't know what a danger wheel is, but I'm going to build it. Must be something like Ezekiel's wheel, with a bunch of eyeballs on it, with teeth. What do you think? Would be a boy? Well, it's naturally there. It's just built in. It's because we have these claws, and we've got these stinky feet, and these ideas, right? That's what makes us wholly unique. I mean, we have brains, we have flesh. You know, it's quite interesting to think about a time when consciousness. I heard this on a podcast recently. I thought it was a very interesting concept. That consciousness at one point, before humans ever existed, because consciousness is just this thing that exists, and just now that we're human, we get to tap into it in a different way that other creatures do, right? A different frequency. Our brain does different things with different frequencies, and twists our mind, and it allows us to see things and do things that other animals possibly couldn't do, especially without a thumb. And I've got 4 thumbs. Look at these bastards. Anywho, 2 thumbs. Right, and stuff. Whatever I was saying, and stuff. That's all. And it's all danger. And if you think about it, that's really all life is. We're trying to stay out of danger, and some of us cause danger, but we're constantly surrounded by it. There's no avoiding it. Isn't that weird? You can't avoid danger. It's like avoiding the plague. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. Isn't that right? Oh, they dream. They absolutely dream like humans do. I know this for a fact. My dog told me. My dog can talk. Doesn't speak English, but luckily for me that I am bilingual. I won't tell you what other language I speak because I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but I understand every word that he says. It's quite beautiful, actually. Danger everywhere. Even in the clothes that we wear. In the air that we breathe. And in the Kleenex of where we sneeze, right? Gotta be careful. Look both ways before crossing the street. You gotta be handy with the steel, gotta earn your keep, if you know what I mean. Wait, what does he say? You gotta be handy with the steel. You know what I mean? Earn your keep. Regulators, man up. It was a clear night. I can hear the music in my head. Regulators! Mount up. We used to dance to that song a lot. We had the cassette, and it was a single, and single cassettes back in the day was like 2 songs. It was like it was 3 minutes long on each side, and there was like the popular song on one side, and on the other side there was and sometimes there was 2 on each side, but on the other side there was 1, but it was usually like a B side or something random that you never would hear outside of that cassette. Then years later, when the internet became a thing, you could actually go back and listen to all those B-sides you grew up listening to, because they were all available again, or at least you could hear them. Anyways, yeah. Oh, is it? Thank you. But that movie that song comes from, I believe that's Warren G. Uh, the clip or whatever, the audio sample that they use for it, when he's saying "regulators mount up," it's from a movie called Young Guns with Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, Emilio Estevez, a bunch of other really great actors, including the guy who plays John Tunstall, the actor. He just passed away recently. But we grew up out in the country, like around horses and guns and all that stuff. So we were like way into that. I was like way into that movie. I thought I was like fucking be like a kid or had the capacity to even be that awful, because he was a bastard in real life. He was a murdering piece of shit. But the movies were, all cool. He was all cool and like Robin Hood, kind of character. And there were aspects of him that were that way in real life, but he would just as soon as shoot you, then like look at you, you know. Billy was a pretty gnarly dude. But those movies are pretty cool. I just like the movies. And there's like a Bon Jovi song in the second movie that I used to love as a kid too. Oh man, I can never remember the first lines of the songs. Otherwise, I would try to sing it, but then YouTube would probably strike me down. Shot down in a blaze of glory. I used to just love shit like that. Just movies that were just over the top. Plus, Emilio Estevez is actually really good in those movies. He plays a really good, crazy dude. And you would think that Charlie Sheen would have been a better fit because Billy in real life was more. He had like a darker sort of complexion, darker hair. And Emilio Estevez is very, you know, blonde, blue eyed. Pretty, sort of like in those days, kind of like, didn't really look like Billy Kid. Billy Kid was actually kind of a weird looking dude. It's weird to think about the country that we live in right now too. Everybody acts like it's like this beacon of hope or something. I mean, and of course it is for many different reasons, but back then that wasn't even that long ago. That was like 150 years ago or something. And people were just like, "You want to settle this outside in the street? I will shoot you down." No, I'm going to shoot you down like a dog. Sure, let's go and do it. Sheriff, can we do it? Oh, go ahead, boys. I'm off the clock for the night. You go ahead and do your thing. If you want, burn the town down. Just give me a few bucks tomorrow. Vote for me in the next election is all. Thanks, Sheriff. You have a good night now. Oh, you little buckaroos. The golly gosh darn dang. You little buckaroos gonna go kill each other in the street. You can. Fucking people, man. And it's crazy to think that we came from, like, those ashes, amongst other things, like all the horrible shit that was going on at the same time back then within our government and all the. I mean, you can imagine the corruption nowadays. Holy shit, back then. Oh my, when there was nobody watching, there was no oversight or anything. With just I meant like Jack the Ripper, like how easy it was for him to get away with 5 different, probably or more murders, within the same area of Whitechapel. Oh, that bastard. He's gonna kill us all. Lock your doors. Lock your doors. Shut your windows. Close your legs. He's coming. He's a bastard. Jack the Ripper. What the devil? What is in here? There's something. Oh, here's my stuff. I was looking for these. Oh my gosh, I found them. I lost my mind earlier trying to figure that out. Why did I put them in this thing? That's ridiculous. Anyways, back to the show, everybody. Technical difficulties. Yeah, bro, and that's how, like, the West was won and shit did, bro. I hope everybody's paying attention, because this is how you draw a self-portrait of yourself coming out of your own consciousness and into another person's ego, overlapping with a piece of pizza and your dog who just, like, took a crap on the carpet. Don't quote me on that, though. I live in California now, dude. I gotta talk like kind of like this. Man, I'm almost an amalgamation of everything I've ever touched and tasted and listened to. I guess I should just say experienced, and that would cover all those bases. Is that okay, Paul? They make me very calm when I dive and immerse into them. Hey, Pastor. Yeah. Wake up in the morning and I raise my weary head. I've got an old booth for a pillow, and the earth was last night's bed. Yep. That's all it takes for me. I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. I'm a devil on the run, a six-gun lover, a candle in the wind. Wow! That's a good song. I like Bon Jovi. And Bon Jovi's a cool dude in real life. He's one of them good people. But you know, we grew up out there. I was a kid, like as long as I could possibly try to be a kid. So when those movies came out, I was like 12, 13, or whatever when we were watching them anyways, when we got them on VHS. And we would just back then you just binge watch movies all day, the same freaking movies. I remember getting Batman with my own money on VHS and the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I would just watch them over and over and over, and it would end, and I would just start it over, rewind it, and start it over. That's how it was back then. Plus, you know, and that's how you get to like love the movies and memorize them and stuff. You know, it's not that we could even do that all the time either, because a lot of the times with my dad, you couldn't just sit around and watch movies all day. But when they were gone, or like when it was like past a certain time and dad went to bed, we were just like watching shit over. Especially if we rented movies, we would just watch them. We would watch them that night twice, and then the next morning we'd get up early and watch them again. And my brother would like, he would take a tape recorder and he would like record them on cassette tapes, and not the whole movies or anything, but just like samples of them. And he would just record funny parts from movies and have these collections of weird. My brother's the one that got me into like using tapes to record. And if we had had video cameras at that age, oh my god, the stuff that like my brother would have done. It would have, because CKY, when that came out, I was like, oh yeah, this is the kind of stuff that we would have been doing. Except for we didn't know how to skateboard, so it would have been just weirder stuff, or just going out and filming the weird stuff that we experienced every day. Because it was literally the Goonies, man, in the 80s and the 90s. You know, because I was still a kid. I turned 15 in 1995, so I was pretty young throughout the first part of the 90s too. And even though I grew up kind of fast. God, it smells bad out here. Something's rotten in Denmark. Cat, are you farting up there? Look at her. She's just up there farting. She's just right there. And that's her ass. And she's just, you farting at me? Oh, shit. Oh, she's cute as hell. I wouldn't care if she was. We were talking, what's up? I guess the theme of today's episode, friends, is flatulence. Oh, fart jokes. Taking fart jokes. All day long, my friends. What is my favorite color of all bands, and who was the lead singer in your favorite underwear commercial? That's a great question, Killer. Holy crap. Wait, what is my favorite band of all time? Well, the band that changed me first, let's just say then, because I can't compare different bands. They do different things to me, you know. I would say it's a huge toss up between Nirvana and Pink Floyd, which is like the weirdest things I know. But when I was in the 8th grade or 7th grade, I got into rock and roll, like where I like, it's like that movie White Men Can't Jump, where Wesley Snipes is telling Woody Harrelson that he can't hear. He can listen to Jimi Hendrix or something, but he can't hear him because he's not black, you know? Which I always thought was bullshit, because Jimmy was raised in Seattle and he had a bunch of fucking white friends, and he was like, but anyways, whatever. Say that all he wants. It just didn't really. It's not like Jimmy came from like the Bronx or something. Is what I'm saying. You know, he white bread Seattle. I mean, he was kind of famous for it. But anywho, but his music is obviously influenced by the blues and all that kind of stuff, rock and roll, and rock and roll is influenced by black artists. You know, you got to pay homage to the greats, and that's what Pink Floyd did. That's what Pink and Floyd is to great blues musicians. Their names Pink and Floyd, and then Sid Barrett actually named the band Pink Floyd. I like Pink Floyd because there's three different incarnations of it, sort of. You know, there's the Sid version, the Roger era, and I'm talking more so just like the general terms, not musically speaking necessarily, even though they're drastically different. You know, and then the David Gilmour era, even though it was super collaborative. Um, Roger was like the lyricist for a long time, you know, during like the Dark Side of the Moon, the Wall, and all that. And I love his lyrics. But then David sang them a lot too, you know. So I appreciate everything about Pink Floyd, and they got me through some really, really dark ass teenage angsty times, you know. But then of course Nirvana was the complete. It was the same thing, but it was the complete opposite release for me. Pink Floyd was something that I was discovering. I'm like, whoa, you don't have to sing about this or that, or you can sing about or do anything you want with art. Like you don't have to sound like this or. But then when I heard Nirvana for the first time, and especially recognize Kurt in a way, you know, like where I was like, oh, it's this dude. He's like interesting. Um, was because he came from like nowhere, you know, and he was a doodler himself, and um, all the feelings that I was going through when I discovered Nirvana were the feelings that he was singing about in his songs. Whereas Pink Floyd was more spiritual to me. It was like this. It was God. I don't even know how to explain Pink Floyd, what it did to me when I was a youngster, where it made me feel like an alien compared to what other people my age listened to. And I went deep into Pink Floyd, album by album, and just had my own experiences with them, wholly. And like the first time I ever, you know, smoked weed and stuff, you know, when I listened to Pink Floyd, it was just a groundbreaking experience for me. I could see music. I could see the music coming at me, and it was like hitting me in the chest and stuff. And I was like seizing up, and my friends were just all watching me in this like weird circle. I think I was like 15. And the music was coming out of the fucking radio like Roger Rabbit cartoon things into my chest. And it was sucking me, pushing me onto the ground and holding me there. And it was "Welcome to the Machine" by Pink Floyd. That song in particular, all the synthesizers and stuff, and it just came out and grabbed me. It was the wildest experience, and I can only imagine what my friends were thinking. They're all just sitting there watching me do this, like writhing on the floor, looking like I'm probably having a seizure, but I'm like going with the music, and then it just sort of I snapped out of it, sort of. But I think my younger brother Jared was there too, so I was doing that in front of my younger brother. But he already knew that I was weird. So yeah, and then Nirvana. Not only obviously was the music important, but then the way I could identify with Kurt in like a familial sort of way, from his lyrics to just how he presented himself and his style. Like I knew of punk rock and I knew of things. I knew Sex Pistols and stuff, but Kurt was like the first person I felt like, oh yeah, that's the style that I like, that I could do. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it without, because that's how everybody felt, I'm sure. But and not that I had like some kind of unique connection or anything either. It's just it did it it spoke to me on on another level, like his music and him as like a fellow artist or a musician. I don't even know how to talk. I hope that was a good answer. Well, I think, you know, and then obviously but I would tell you right now that my top three singers or songwriters, for a long time, anyways, it probably has shifted around now, but for a long time it was Frank Black, Neil Young, and oh my gosh, who would be the third? I used to have a third one. Um, I love Leonard Cohen. His stuff is great. But I love the Pixies. You know, there's just so many things from different bands that I love that I get different things from. The Breeders are great. Neutral Milk Hotel. There's a band called Elf Power that I love, and they're actually friends of mine. They're they're like part of the Elephant Six Collective. I hosted the band at my house back in Boise and opened up for them. Got them a gig, and not that it would have been hard, but I got them a gig in Boise, and then we got to open up for them and stuff. And it was badass because I got to have Andrew and his band like sleep in my downstairs area, and I smoked them all out. And it was hot as fuck, and because it was summertime, and but my basement was cool, you know. So and I put big old fans down there and mattresses, so that like, and they had a bathroom to themselves down there, so it was awesome. And I introduced them to this album by the Moody Blues. There's a song called "The Question" by Moody Blues, and it's a really good song. But a lot of early Moody Blues is really super chill. I'm like racking my brain who like, there was Neil Young, because I used to always think that Kurt was one of my favorite songwriters, but he barely even got to fucking scratch the surface of what he was capable of doing. But I like Neil Young because you can see his progression throughout the years, or I liked his versatility. He's like, he didn't just stick to one thing, you know. But I like the twanginess, and I like the way that he played guitar, in that it was very alternative before alternative was a thing. And Kurt's way of playing too was sort of, there's like a sort of like a controlled sloppiness to it that I really liked. And so when I started playing, that style came somewhat naturally, just to kind of, I did never want to do the same thing twice on the guitar, even though, you know, you kind of have to sometimes. As far as like licks go, and just sort of even singing, I don't like singing this stuff the same way. I like mixing it up, and I don't know. But that's always like Talking Heads and Bob Dylan. Everybody does that kind of stuff, and they don't stick to just like. But Frank Black is like that a lot. I've seen him 3 times in my life, and he always just like finishes like the lyrics or something like way before he's supposed to or something. It just changes the whole song, so it's way more of a just a it's a whole different experience going to see him, especially when he plays solo. It would be nice to see him without having to drink first like I used to. I used to just have to get so drunk to go out because I hated crowds. And I thought that if I drank a lot that it would help. And it would for like a half an hour, and then I would just turn into a goddamn maniac. What's Dr. Livingston from again? But yeah, I love Jimi Hendrix too. Whenever I hear Jimmy on the radio, I just like stop whatever I'm doing, and I just listen. I can't hear him because I'm very, very much of a Caucasianoid descent. I can't hear him, but I can listen. I can goddamn listen all day. What's that? What was the question? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Oh, how long you been drawing for? My whole life. Moody Blues song. Oh, Dr. Livingston. Man, your stories are so. I hope so. They cost a pretty penny. I have weirder ones. There was a time we used to go in the irrigation canals out in the country. I've been thinking about this one a lot because I've been listening to these podcasts, and they talk about the moment that you think you're gonna die, and you see, your life flashes before your eyes. Well, a while ago, when I was like 16 or something, 17, we lived out in the country still. My dad did, and we would go to this swimming hole called the washing machine, and it was called the washing machine because it like spiraled in the middle with it. Two big bursting canals met with water in them when they were full, and it created this like whirlpool thing, you know. And that's not even the scary part, even though that part was kind of messed up, and I can't believe we were allowed to swim in it. And many kids did, and it was right out in the open, people on a road where people just drove by a lot, and nobody ever stopped us. But that's the country. And one time, if you walked up the irrigation canal, you know, you followed the water upstream, you could just get in at some point and just like float back down to the whirlpool part, the washing machine. And so we did. We walked up a few, you know, half a mile or something like that, and we got in the water and just laid there and just let the current take us down. And a few times you go through these like passes where they can shut off the water, they can dam it, and it goes into the fields. You know, that's what the irrigation canals are for. And so they can shut them off, these big, huge wooden like boards and stuff like that, right? And you have to go under them when they're open, you know, because the water's going. So it's fine, and you know, you just keep going under them. But this one time, and there's two ways of going. There's like a left and right passage, you know, under these dam, and you could walk on top of the dam and pull them up and down, you know, kind of thing. So, like it's a plank up there, so you can like release the water. So, anyways, I'm coming up on one on the right, and my brother, I was like, "You get the left, I'll get the right." And Jared goes into the right side, and it just sucks him down, and out he's gone, you know, and he's okay. And I go under the water, and I don't realize it, or I didn't, because I didn't see it, but under the water, you know, where the dam is or whatever, there is wood down there, and it's like facing. It's like if I'm going this way, you know, I'm like going towards it. It's like facing this way under the water, and I just can't see it. So I, it sucks you down because it drops like a few feet to go under these dam things because that's where you whatever. So it goes down. So it kind of sucks you down as you're doing it, and under the water, I hit that thing, and it stopped me, and it like, and it was only for like 1 or 2 seconds, but it was just enough to think that I was gonna die. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is going to be a horrible way to die because the water was pressed against me. It was pushing me against this like plank of wood, and I didn't know instantly how to get through it, you know. So I thought I was just going to die, and then it just sucked me through the wood. The force of the water just pushed me through and underneath this part. So I got all fucked up from the wood and like in my like slivers in my chest and stuff in my elbows, and because it just sucked me through these panels, but it spat me out the other side, and I was just like got out of the water, and I'm like fuck, and I like because I you know nearly drowned, and then there was somebody behind me coming down the thing, and I got out, and I was like get over to the other side or something like that, move over, and they moved over just in time to go through like the side my brother went down, and they didn't get hurt, but you know, people don't understand how savvy you can be in those situations too. Like when instinct kicks in. Because once I realized it was happening, it was just like my arms. I did something, and then the force of the water. Because I mean, I thought I was gonna die, but at the same time, I didn't want to die like that. So I was gonna fight, but then the water was too strong, anyways. But my arms, I was already trying to do something, and then the water sucked me through. So whatever I did helped. But it was fucking scary. And then I think that was the same canal that we came out one time and we had like baby leeches all over us. Like that movie Stand By Me. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It was just like concrete. It was just concrete and wood because it wasn't meant for people to be swimming in it, you know. It was just like a ditch with concrete. Like hard and not smooth concrete, you know what I mean? Like rough like sand horrible like sandpaper concrete, but with rocks and built, you know, rocky stuff. Yeah, anyways. But I was thinking about that because somebody was talking about a near drowning experience they had the other day, and that reminded me of that. There was a few times out in the country where I should have just shouldn't be here anymore sometimes. It's crazy. I buried Paul. Look at that little devil. Just look at that little devil. That's my water heater, by the way. She's trying to outdrum me. You can't outdrum me, Therma. See? I still got it. Come on, baby. Don't talk to me like... Please, baby. Come on now. I didn't mean that. What? I love your jokes. Go ahead and you tell them. You tell the world, darling. I love you. I love you so goddamn much. Sorry, I'm talking to my water heater. Oh! She is something else. Man, one of these days that thing's just gonna explode. I'm gonna be here to see it. Hopefully I'm filming, because that will be something to behold. I won't be able to hold it, but you know, she is every damn day. I wasn't by the country. I was in the country. I was deep in it. I was the country. Oh, hi. I wrote a song about it. I'm sure it goes like this. Perhaps. Well, I wasn't born in the country. Well, darling, that's what I am. Countrified, dignified, a buckaroo I am. Well, God bless Uncle Sam. Red, white, and blue on my ship, on my flag, on my dad's truck. A big old flat flag gonna mess everything up. Yeah, flags, that's where I know. And that's how I know where I am. If it wasn't for those goddamn flags, I would think that I was living in Canada. Thank you, all you patriots out there who, like, you know, have those American flags like all over the goddamn place. I might forget where I live for fucking 5 minutes. Goddamn, bootlicking some. Yeah, I'm on the day, I'm on the now, something like that. I wrote that song back in 1812. During the War of 1930, who would have thought? Hello, Mama. What are you doing? What are you up to? Do you hear that thing? Mama, do you hear it?
Huh?
The water heater, Mama.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I'm so used to it.
Mama, what's wrong with it, Mama? What's wrong with it?
It's gurgling.
Well, I know, it's sick. The goddamn thing's sick. Are we gonna go old yeller that thing or what? I mean, it's gonna kill us unless we kill it.
Go for it.
We having a family reunion or something? What's going on now? I was just singing a patriotic song about America and France. You guys want to be on it? I can flip the camera around so I can see you guys if you want. You want to dance?
Put the camera around so we can see.
Well, everybody wants to see my cat. That's what I'm dying that everybody comes here to see my cat. That's what aren't sure.
Miss Abigail.
I was just out here drawing.
Oh, good.
And playing some music.
We'll have
planning a better future for
25 minutes.
Well, say that sounds honky dong day. I'll be there with bells on.
With bells. I love bells.
What's for dinner? What's for dinner? Mama, tell me what's for dinner. Tacos?
Farfalla.
Parfala?
Farfalla.
Farfalla?
Farfalla.
Perfala.
Bow tie.
Bow tie.
Farfalla.
Some kind of pasta. Farfalla. And spinach. The Means I gotta take my Zantac because I'm gonna get some gnarly heartburn by 8:30 tonight. Alright. Heartburn, Heartburn City, here I come. Heartburn, Heartburn City, here I come. Heartburn, here I come. I don't think that's how that song was supposed to go, but that's how it went. You know what I found, Mama? Hey, Mama, look what I found. They were in this journal, this thing. They were inside this. I put them in here for some reason. I don't know why I did that.
Well, that's really squat.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Put them in your file.
I don't need them anymore. I don't need them.
Well,
I don't need them. Huh?
do you want me to take care of them?
You want to? Yeah, you want to take care of him? You, little Johnny? He needs to be taken care of.
I'll be your filer.
You need to file him? You need to file him?
Get all your clothes.
Okay, well, I got a paper shredder. I'm sure that'll work just fine for little old Johnny. Oh, Johnny, how far are you falling? I'm right here, man. That's not... I'm talking about a different Johnny, man. Hold them cue cards up further. I need to see them. Sorry. It's okay, man. Wasn't trying to take it out on you. Mama, you want to talk about the day I was born? In the crypt?
He was bones.
Did the hospital that I was born in burn? It burned down, right?
It didn't burn all the way down.
Oh. Damn
But
it.
it was on.
I was trying to finish what I started on day one. Nah, that's still too soon. There was a big fire in the town that I was born in. I was born in a hospital in a town called Paradise, California. In 2019, that entire town burnt down. What did Trump call it when he went there to visit? Like Pleasant? Didn't he call it Pleasant or something like that? Or
Who?
Trump, when he went there? He didn't even know the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
He called it like... Because it's called Paradise, and he called it Pleasureville or something like that. I don't know. And my family down there, they're like, oh, he's so great. And he's like, why weren't they raking the forest? Why didn't everybody just go outside with their hoses and put it out? They deserved it. And then so many people were saying that they deserved that because they simply live in California. Some of his supporters were saying that shit.
Yeah.
That's one thing that at least people like on the other side of the spectrum I mean, they go for the jugular for who they think are like these really, like they think everybody on the right are all racist and all that kind of shit. But then everybody on the right does the same thing where they think, everybody on the left is not, whatever they call it, like they're gonna put up with their, you guys don't have thick skin, you're not patriotic, you don't know how to take a joke. Because then if they get called out on their stupid, bigotry or whatever, they're like, I was just kidding. Oh, you can't take a joke. Fucking hillbillies. But I hate them all, Mom. I hate them all. You know. I know you know I do.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go.
Okay. I thought we were having a nice talk there. So you're gonna take care of him now? Is it okay if I call Tony and tell him?
Giuseppe.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I'll be in a little bit. I gotta go back in time and ruffle somebody's feathers.
I'm not worried.
Huh?
I'm not worried about it.
You want to say that again? Come back and say that's my face. Oh, that's I had it there just in case somebody were to ask about it. Why does it smell like crack out here? I don't know. Why, you got some? No? Okay. Hey, that looks good, actually. My friend thought that was real when I wore it the other day.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know.
It's pretty cool.
I like it.
I cut it myself. Sorry, folks. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just ignoring you. Right now. I'm not. I was just kidding. I'm back. Hope people are well. A lot of people didn't even get out alive. It was like a really horrible disaster. And there's one way of getting out of paradise, like downhill, like one highway. It's called the Skyway. My sister used to live in Paradise, and I had friends that lived up there too. One of my dear friends from high school and barely got out with his life. His house burned down. A lot of people died on their way trying to get out of, like, downhill. You know, their tires. The fire was like right on the road, and it was so hot that people's tires were bursting, and they were just stranded there in their cars, and they just burnt. It was horrible. Like, the entire town was gone in one day. Look at me, Buzz Killington over here. I'm sorry, everybody. It's just kind of sad, and that happens every day now. You know, just like mass shootings or whatever. But that was a little close to home, whatever you call it. Too close to home. And then right after that, you know, COVID happens, and then everything, because like that created so many more homeless people, a bunch of more people like desperate, in a time when Chico, the town just downhill from Paradise, was already having its issues with homelessness and all these issues with all that. So it just made everything so much worse. And then COVID happened too. And I went down there in 2013. The fire happened in 2019. I went down in 2013, and it was already like really gross. The town it was just gross because there was so many homeless people and nothing to do with them, and they were just puking everywhere and pooping everywhere and stuff. Like nothing looked the same as it did when I was a kid. It was kind of crazy, like post-apocalyptic or something. That's why it's interesting when I have dreams, because all my dreams are usually post-apocalyptic, and I wonder if I was just seeing the future, because living in Portland definitely was like living in my dreams, where you have to like literally walk over people to get to the bus stop. You don't know if they're like alive or dead, or gonna like grab your foot and take a chunk out of your ankle with their teeth, or just do nothing and lay there, which was what happened most of the time. But then you hear horror stories like Jack and Jill, Friday the 13th. And you just want to be home watching those movies instead, you know? Why go to work? Just watch horror movies. It's great. I love it. Amen. All right. Did anybody notice that this is Paul? And it like, or you could do ulap, or you could do alp, or you could do plua. All sorts of cool things. It's been exactly an hour right now. Which means we gotta go. That was the goodbye song. Oh, crap. Thanks for the company, everybody. I really appreciate it. And hope I didn't disappoint. I was just doodling. Why not? And I will be talking to you all soon. I hope you have a good night. Hope your dreams come true. And I hope you get to tickle somebody's wonder whiskers sometime soon. And good things are happening. Good things are coming. For everybody. Right? Love you too. Y'all be good. Or be bad, whatever. Pictures or it didn't happen. No, but seriously, be good. That's the best thing to do. Later, Passer.